Good morning, Dale.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Normally I'd say happy Tuesday, but today holds a little bit more weight than normal.
Yes, it is Veterans Day, and we certainly appreciate all of our veterans and the service that they have given to this country.
Yes, thank you from the bottom of our hearts here at Homestead Mortgage. Dale, we're going to talk about a 50-year mortgage today, but before we do that, the rates are important, and they're going to play a role in our conversation.
Sure.
Mortgage-backed securities, the market's closed today. That's fine. But we're on a little bit of a tumble down, mainly because of the government shutdown. There's a lot of data that's missing, and of course, missing data, uncertainty, it kills markets. So red and down is bad, green and up is good in this particular context. Where does this land on regular mortgage interest rates?
Well, we're still doing really good. Right now we're at 6.22. Again, that is 20% down, all credit scores, all discount points, no points. That's an average.
Yep.
But keep in mind, this is from November 6th. Today is November 11th. So we're always a week behind in our reporting, but bottom line is rates are still better than pretty much they've been the entire year, except for last week. But, we're still doing good. We're still 6.22 on the 30 and about 5.5 on the 15.
Right. Now, this is important. We'll keep it in mind, but let's talk about the 50-year mortgage. First things first. It is speculation. It is a rumor. Nothing has been enacted. No policies have been made. No directives have been issued. This is really just a thought experiment. So what we have are 4 different lengths of terms, but you will notice total interest changes per length, and that 50-year is tall. Let's take a look at the actual numbers, and what I want to illustrate here is we are keeping apples to apples, okay? This is the exact same interest rate, the exact same loan amount. The term changes, but look at the monthly savings, almost $2,000 per month saved. But there's a little bit of a misnomer here. Before we get to that, Dale, $1.36 million in interest?
Yeah. Assuming all things are equal, and of course we all know that they're not, $600,000 loan, 15-year term, you're going to pay back $326,000 in interest. $600,000 loan, 50-year term, 6.25, you're going to pay $1 million more interest. That is insane.
It is. And here's the worst part. We kept apples to apples at 6.25 for all of these, but truth be told, we have differences in interest rates. The 30-year, for example, is 6.22, the 15-year. So we're 0.7, well, I did that wrong in my head. We're 0.72% higher on a 30-year. What do you think they're going to do on the 15? You have experience with this, don't you, Dale?
Sure. So about 10 years ago, the 40-year loan was the new rage. I talked everybody I could out of doing those because the interest rate was higher, and the reason is real simple. If you're going to guarantee a rate for a specific period of time, the longer the term, the higher the rate, because it accounts for all hedging, if you will, in case the economy goes up, economy goes down. Well, the reality is the longer the term, the higher rate, the more the interest. And the reality is the difference in payment is very insignificant between a 30, a 40, and a 50. And the interest you're going to pay is so much more because you're paying for 50 years.
Yeah. Don't take our word for it. Let's actually do the math on this. So we're going to take the exact same interval between the 15 and the 30, and we're going to apply it to the 30 and the 50. So 6.94% would be more realistic based on today's current market. And oh my gosh, my heart breaks. What an amazing amount of savings. $100 a month. Wow.
Yeah. And look at the total interest between a 30 and a 40. Excuse me, a 30 and a 50. Twice the amount of interest.
Right.
It's craziness. I don't know if this is what anybody's thinking, talking about making a 50-year possible, but it's just not good financial sense to do.
No. And truth be told, we don't know how exactly it will shape up. We could be wrong. Maybe the federal government decides, yeah, let's match interest rates on the 30 and the 50. If they do that, then there's going to be a little bit more savings. But the truth is, it's still a little bit crazy. The average homeowner, first-time home buyer, is 40 years old as of 2025. It just went up to 40. What a heartbreaking statistic. And then you want to sign up for a 50-year mortgage. Talk about risk. You mentioned before, Dale, there's a lot more risk knowing that somebody who's going to be 40 years old signs up for a 50-year mortgage and the retirement age is averaging 72.
Yeah. Now, we all know that loans rarely go their entire term because of refinancing, sell a house, and that's all well and good. But the reality is, the longer the term, the more interest you're going to pay. These are amortized loans. So the first half of the loan is virtually all interest to mostly interest. In other words, on a 15-year loan, it takes 7.5 years to start seeing real principal buy downs.
Yep.
On a 50-year loan, it's going to take 25 years to see real principal buy downs.
Yep.
It's just not good to do unless that is your only option.
Well, and at this point, talk about generational wealth, talk about equity building, talk about wealth building. It's dead. It's dead on a 50-year mortgage. It just doesn't exist. So here at Homestead, you probably get the sense we might not like it, but we don't know exactly what it's going to be. And anyone who says, oh, let's do a 50-year, just let them know it's all rumor, it's all speculation, and send them this video. It might enlighten a little bit of the situation. But Dale, thank you so much for your wisdom, as always.
Have a great day.
All right, you too. Bye.
All right, bye now.